Welcome to Daily Life Connection. Let's continue to look into Luke 15 to see how Jesus described his Father. In this wonderful story, when the prodigal son comes home, comes up the road, it says the father was looking for him, was filled with compassion, and ran to his son. And literally it says he fell on his neck. Now that isn't a phrase that we would tend to use. It sounds rather strange. It just simply means he hugged him. He just bear hugged this kid. I kind of like the idea of fell on his neck. I just see this father collapsing on top of on his son. He's just the relief, the tears, the joy. Wow. Can't you just feel some of that? What that father's heart must have felt like. This son has been lost. This son has been out of communication. This son has been in a broken relationship. This son, he doesn't know if this son's dead or alive. He doesn't know what kind of shape this kid is in. And he sees him coming. And when he finally gets to him and gets to hold him, I think that father just broke down. He fell on his neck. And he just hugged that son. And I just believe the tears flowed as he's kissing him and hugging him. And I can almost hear him just saying, my son, my son, my son, my son, my son, my son. Can't you see him just turning to the servants that are with him and going, this is my boy. This is my boy. My boy's home. This is my boy. Ah, the father fell on his neck and kissed him and hugged him. The Father who embraces. This is the God we're looking at today. The God who embraces lost boys and girls. The God who embraces. You see, I mean, we got to get this picture here. This kid didn't stop at the Marriott down the road and get a room and get a shower and go downtown and buy some good clothes and put on fresh clothes and get shaved and smelling good and groomed and then go home to his father. This kid's coming up the street, raggedy, old, pig sloppy, smelly, dirty clothes. His beard is probably straggly and all the stuff that's in that, having lived in a pig pen. And his hair is disheveled, and he's probably weather beaten. He's been sleeping outdoors in the pig pens, and he's just a wreck. He's emaciated from all of the dissolute living, the wild living. There's nothing attractive about this kid, but the father falls on his neck. The father hugs him and embraces him and kisses him with joy in his heart. That's our God. That's how our God responds to every last one of us when we turn our face toward home. And this boy didn't even come home because he is repentant in the traditional sense. He's coming home because he's hungry. He's still thinking about himself. I just need a full belly. Maybe my father will hire me and take me back and at least pay me some money so I can support myself and look after myself. He's still in his own self-righteousness, isn't it? If my father hires me, then I can look after myself. He's still not going to trust the father to look after him. But anyway, even in all of that, the father just falls on his neck. The father embraces him and hugs him. Our God is a God who embraces stinky sinners. He embraces the ragtag, ragamuffin that comes to him. That is such good news for you and I. When we realize the true condition of our lives and our hearts and our behaviors and our life stories, when we recognize that and realize how far short we fall of the glory of God, there is something incredibly comforting about knowing there is a Father who embraces those kind of people. He embraces people like you and me. We don't have to stop at the Marriott and get cleaned up before we get home. We can come isn't that a great old song? Just as I am, without one plea. Just as I am. Just as I am. Whatever condition I'm in. Nothing we can do about it. We are totally dependent. If he doesn't hug us and embrace us, we're lost hope. But he does. He is the God who embraces the stinky people, the stinky sons and daughters, the messed up, the failures, the losers. Those he loves and embraces. Oh, that's good news for us today. Let's think about that. We'll talk again tomorrow.